New information from police and their investigation into a shooting that left a man dead in Flatbush. News 12's Karina Gary is along Tilden Avenue speaking with neighbors there.
Police confirmed that 27-year-old Jose Galloway was the victim of an early morning shooting. For those living around Tilden Ave, there was no mistaking what they heard just before 4 this morning.
It was gunshots. It was shots like ba 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 ba. Bah, 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 bah. And people started running.
William Horton, who lives right around the corner, says he was out smoking a cigarette when he noticed people arguing in front of the Flaming Grill and Buffet.
There was arguing over here, and I heard gunshots for like 15 shots.
Police say Galloway was shot multiple times and killed. Crime scene units were here on the scene all morning long, collecting what appears to be shell cases.
Whoever got shot up over here, it had to be something personal.
And multiple residents tell me they were shocked to find this scene here today on Tilden Ave as they came down to shop at the Food Bazaar supermarket, but police turning them around as they continue their investigation.
Longtime locals tell me they've felt safer in the neighborhood in recent years.
Probably like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, it was a little crazy out here, but now it's like kind of slowing down.
But some residents feel there needs to be a greater police presence. In Flatbush, Karina Gary, News 12 Brooklyn.
A grieving Suffolk family is speaking out tonight about the death of their loved one. They say he drowned on a family vacation in Bermuda. They spoke with News 12's Tama Ponton about what happened and the change that they're pushing for.
Kind-hearted, gives the shirt off his back. Helped everyone. He always put everyone else in front of him.
The grieving family of 48-year-old Jamie Lambros of Deer Park are in shock and disbelief over his death.
Because Jamie was a hero. He was a hero from the day I was born, and he died a hero.
His family says he died last week while on a family cruise vacation in Bermuda.
And all of a sudden, my sister-in-law came running. Phyllis, it's emergency, emergency. So I ran as fast as I could.
Jamie's family says he drowned after going into what they say were choppy seas at Horseshoe Bay Beach. Jamie and his cousin went to help save struggling swimmers, including a 10-year-old boy and his mother. His family says the people he went in to save got out, but Jamie didn't survive.
My baby died on the beach.
His family believes there should have been warnings about the conditions in the ocean, and they are angry about what they say were no lifeguards on the beach. They are sharing the story about Jamie's death in the hopes of sparking change.
This never happens to any other family because I know Jamie would never want this to happen to any other family.
In Deer Park, I'm Tama Ponton, News 12, Long Island.
Just heartbreaking there. And Jamie's family says they'd like to see more safety measures at Horseshoe Bay Beach in Bermuda, like lifeguards or rescue jet skis. The family has also set up a fundraiser to help with funeral costs.
A child sex trafficking bust involving 7 men in Orange County is again shining a spotlight on the dangers of the internet when it comes to children. Our Blaze Gomez has the story from the town of Wallkill.
When it comes to the dangers of social media and kids, activists say no community is safe.
We have created a very powerful access to our children.
That potential risk was seen right here in the town of Wallkill this month when these 5 men were among 7 arrested in undercover state police and FBI child exploitation and trafficking bust.
Should the community be surprised?
Any of our youth can be and are at risk.
Kellyanne Costolarier is the director of Fearless, an agency that works with survivors and victims of domestic violence and sex abuse.
It's happening in our neighborhoods, that it's happening in our communities, and it's possible that it's happening in our homes.
The men are accused of messaging authorities who were posing as kids and meeting them for what they thought would be sex. Costolarier says the bust is a reminder for parents to talk with their kids about social media safety.
All of us have a responsibility.
UNICEF recommends setting clear ground rules for online behavior, making sure privacy settings are on, and modeling healthy social media habits.
We know all too well that adults are using these platforms to exploit, create risk, and ultimately do harm.
Blaze Gomez, News 12.
State police say their investigation into the men charged is ongoing, but if you or somebody you know has been exploited or victimized by sex trafficking, we actually have some helpful resources for you on our website and our Facebook page.
A police officer sworn to enforce the laws here in Suffolk is charged with breaking them. We're told he was with the department for 18 years, and that physical education teacher worked with the Islip School District for 26 years. This strip mall here in Holbrook on Sunrise Highway is where the DA says Suffolk police officer George Trimigliosi and former teacher Stephen Airy ran a prostitution business. Officials say the duo were essentially working as managers of the brothel for Frank Saggio, who the DA calls the leader of a criminal enterprise that profited from the systematic promotion of prostitution at 2 locations in Suffolk County. Now, the DA says sex workers were forced to pay so-called fees as high as $12,000 a month. And when investigators searched Saggio's West Islip home, the DA says they found more than $100,000 hidden throughout the house. Investigators say this all came to light in March of 2021. District Attorney Ray Tierney says one of the sex workers called Officer Trimigliosi and told him a customer had been robbed. He says GPS data from the officer's patrol car showed that he raced from Islip Terrace here to the brothel.
Trimigliosi allegedly abandoned his post without notifying the Suffolk County Police Department and sped at speeds at almost 90 miles an hour to the prostitution business. So he traveled 6 miles outside his precinct into the adjoining 5th Precinct area without permission, and he never obviously documented these actions.
Trimigliosi and Airy are facing a variety of charges. The so-called leader of the criminal operation, Saggio, is facing more than 50 counts of promoting prostitution and 2 counts of sex trafficking. A 4th defendant, Dana Cardulo, who the DA says was the ringleader's girlfriend, is also facing more than a dozen charges of promoting prostitution. Now, we are told that Trimigliosi was suspended without pay by the Suffolk Police Department back in August of 2024, and that Islip High School teacher Stephen Airy, we're told, was suspended before the school year. If convicted, all 4 defendants could face anywhere from 8 to up to 25 years behind bars. I'm Tama Ponton, News 12, Long Island.
An investigation is underway into a murder-suicide in Westchester. I'm Tara Joyce. This tragedy involves a husband and wife in Yonkers. News 12's Lisa LaRocca in that community for us with what we know so far.
It's a very difficult time for so many in this neighborhood, so now people are turning to the church and each other for support.
It is an amazing neighborhood. It comes together for all the people that live here. They're very supportive.
And this is certainly a time when support is needed. Yonkers police say it was about 7 Wednesday morning when they were called to a home on Chittenden Avenue in the Crestwood section of the city. Officers arrived to find 54-year-old Sean O'Neill with a gunshot wound to the head and 47-year-old Arlene O'Neill with several gunshot wounds to the body. Police officials say first responders tried to save her, but both were pronounced dead at the scene.
I'm devastated that something like that would happen in this neighborhood.
Detectives say they believe the couple had been arguing when O'Neill shot his wife multiple times, then turned the gun on himself. The couple's 3 sons, ages 15, 13, and 11, were at home at the time of the shootings, but were not physically harmed. They are now with relatives. According to police, Sean O'Neill was an officer with the NYPD who retired last year. Arlene O'Neill was a 5th grade teacher at Ann Hutchinson Elementary School in Eastchester. Friends and neighbors are now expected to gather for a special mass at Annunciation Church Thursday night.
I think it's very difficult. I also, personally, it's a time that you would turn to God because only He can or she can know why this happened.
The special services here at Annunciation Church are scheduled for 7 o'clock this evening. We're in Yonkers. Lisa LaRocca, News 12.